What is up, guys? It's me, MedicX21. I'm coming back with the benchmark video. I know on the Newegg video I said that I was doing benchmarks and I was going to make the benchmark video, and I did all the benchmarks. I got everything recorded, and then I'm just me, and I'm a weird guy, and I didn't really see a lot of comments and stuff, so I kind of didn't think anyone cared about the benchmark stuff. So I ended up not editing the video, and I just kind of kept the files and was like, I guess, I guess nobody really cares. So it's all right. I had fun making the other video, and it is what it is. However, within the last not even 24 hours, I've had a few people get a hold of me and ask me about the benchmark videos, and it seems that there actually is an interest in seeing how the benchmarks are for this computer. So I am rushing right now to make sure I get this recorded, get this edited, and get this to you guys, because if you guys want it, I like doing this stuff. It gives me something to do during the week. I had a really rough weekend, so for you guys giving me the comments right now and the feedback and stuff like that, like, I can't express enough how much it means to me. So for you guys that left the comments, I'm going to put them somewhere around here, right around now, because I want you guys to know it means a lot to me when you comment on the videos and you interact with me and you hit me up on Discord and stuff. This stuff means so much to me, and this is why I make these videos, is because it's my way of interacting with people. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and roll the benchmarks. I'm going to show you the benchmarks that we did, and then I'm going to talk about the benchmarks. So here we go. So when it comes to the benchmarks, I think it's pretty obvious that the 3400G CPU is a better CPU than the 1200. I mean, it's third generation versus first generation. It's a 4-core 8 thread versus a 4-core 4 thread. I mean, when it came to the CPU, the 3400G just smokes the 1200. But when it comes to a gaming computer, and like I talked in the other video, to me a gaming computer is a computer that has a dedicated graphics card. We just don't, in my opinion, have integrated graphics that can compare to even the low tier graphics cards when combined with even low end CPUs. And we kind of proved it with this build. We took a comparable CPU with integrated graphics and took a low CPU with a mid previous gen GPU, and in most of the benchmarks, the build smoked it. When it came to Modern Warfare, something that I've been playing a lot of the last few weeks, it's a pretty well optimized game. It's a pretty popular game, and it's a new game. When it came to the settings, I put pretty much everything was in like high in the ultras. You know, try to max the best that I could for things to really get the most out of the systems. Everything I ran was at 1080p, and I have a 60 hertz monitor that I use, but I turn off the VSync and stuff for it. When it came to the Ryzen 1200 with the RX 570, we're getting like 80 to 90 FPS, and it felt like a very smooth game. However, with the 3400G, not only was it only getting like in the mid 30s for the FPS, there was a ton of stutters. I didn't include it in this video at all, but there was so much that it basically was not playable. It was actually kind of hard for me to get the benchmarks because I was getting killed so much, because I would just have these like 3 and 4 second long pauses to where I was just like, I don't know what's happening, and then all of a sudden it starts playing again. You know, so for some people, like 30 FPS is playable for them. There was just so much stuttering with it. It wasn't a good play at all. So Modern Warfare, again, to also note on here, I did keep it at the high and ultra settings. I'm sure there was things that I could have adjusted to make it way more playable, but because I was comparing these two systems, I wanted to compare, because this would be the price comparison for them, I kept the settings the same. So with the 3400G, it was just super stuttery. When it came to Minecraft, they were basically both the same. They each had like their own kind of peaks. The FPS was in like the mid 150s up to like 200 FPS, so it was great. I think all the settings were maxed on it. It was a good gameplay. Everything went smooth on it. So if you like Minecraft, like it played both systems played Minecraft great without any problems. When it came to the Cinebench score, I did Cinebench R20. Now, again, I want to elaborate that the Ryzen 1200 is a 4-core, 4-thread CPU. It's clocked at 3.1 gigahertz with a max boost of 3.4 gigahertz, and I didn't overclock either system for the benchmarks. The 3400G is a 4-core, 8-thread CPU at 3.7 gigahertz, and it's got a max boost of 4.2. So obviously, in the Cinebench score, the 3400G just smoked the 1200. I mean, it is what it is. It smoked it. Had double the threads to work with, and it's got faster clock speeds. Smoked it. But when you're playing games, you're not playing off your CPU. You're playing both your CPU and GPU, depending on the game. Some are going to be more on the CPU, and some are going to be more on the GPU. But you need both of good, and they need to both work very well. So when it came to playing actual games, as you saw, like in Modern Warfare, World War Z. I did do a GTA 5 benchmark. I didn't include it on here, but the benchmarks were way higher on the RX 570 system than the 3400G system. World War Z, not only did the RX 570 system do better in World War Z on everything, when I turned on Vulkan, using Vulkan with the 1200 and the 570, the average FPS was like in the hundreds with everything turned up and maxed up. You're talking a like $400 computer, and you're getting FPSs on these games of like 90s to hundreds. What a solid bill for $400. I mean, you can't really, I can't complain with that. Like, I remember when I got back into building computers and back into gaming, probably around 2012, 2013, $400 was not going to get you a build that would be playing 1080p on high settings. Like, you were not even going to come close to that. So right now, being able to build a desktop for $400 and be able to play these games, even like Modern Warfare, it's a new game, it's a AAA title, people are playing it, it looks like a really good game, it runs like a really good game, and you're getting these 100 FPS ranges on these games for $400. Like, to me, that's great. So without rambling too much, I showed in the previous build using like just Newegg parts to make this system even better, and I want to do like a follow-up build later on to something similar to this, go on eBay. I have bought CPUs on eBay. I have bought GPUs on eBay. eBay is very buyer sided. So like if you get something and it doesn't work or something, they force the returns. I've had lots of experiences with eBay, and I have no problem getting computer parts from eBay. You can get like the Ryzen 1400s, which are going to give you 4-core 8-thread CPUs for the same or less than the Ryzen 1200 that I got. So you're going to get a better, more threaded CPU for probably less. You can get the 1500s, the 1500Xs, the 1600s. You can get all those for around $70 or less. You know, you have to look around, you have to time your bids right and stuff. But for like the same price as what I spent on the 1200, you can get 4-core 8 threads and faster CPUs and stuff like that on eBay. And that would be my suggestion. When it comes to the graphics cards, I did hit a really good sale. The RX 570, it's the 4 gig card. I would have preferred like an 8 gig card, but this card only cost me $100 because I had a $20 rebate and a $10 rebate. So one was an instant code and the other was a mail-in rebate. If I get both of them, it's $30 off the card. So it only cost me $100. So $100 for 570 was a great deal. But if I was going to be building this system for myself and something that I wanted to try to get like a year or so out of, eBay, the GTX 1070s are still going for between like about 160, 175, and the 1070s are really good graphics cards. So I would say spend the extra like $75 and get a GTX 1070. If you get a GTX 1070 and you're able to match it with like the Ryzen 1200 is fine, but if you can match it with like a Ryzen 1400 or higher with a GTX 1070, that system is going to be a great system. It's probably only going to cost you like $500. You're going to be able to easily get a year out of it, and I confidently feel that even a year from now, you still will be able to flip this computer for at least $300. Like, I don't even see like how you would not be able to get $300 for that system, unless there's like some crazy huge outflow of new CPUs and GPUs that are crazy lower prices with super high performances. Like, you could build this computer now for $500 and then start saving up some money to build like an even better system later on, and you could flip this system for like 300, or because it's Ryzen based, you might still even be able to, you could put a 3rd gen CPU in it when the 4ths come out and the prices start coming down. Like, there's so much upgrade paths available with going with a Ryzen build. So I mean, I was blown away with how good this system was. I really did not expect this type of performance. I figured it would be able to play games. I was not expecting to be getting over 60 FPS in basically everything. Like, I mean, it was a great build. I hope that you guys like this video. I hope that the benchmarks at least met your expectations. Thank you guys so much for the comments. Thank you guys for getting a hold of me on Discord. Please provide me some feedback on some other stuff you're interested, so maybe I can possibly work on some other videos for you guys. I am in the process of now working on selling this build, and there'll be a follow-up video because I actually changed the case as soon as I was done doing these benchmarks. Actually, not even before I was done doing the benchmarks. I was doing some of the benchmarks, then the new case came in. Everything's moved into a different case because I got a really good sale on a really nice case. It was $40 and it's a really nice case. So now I've got this listed because one of my follow-ups was going to be kind of a side hustle on gaming computers. I'm building gaming computers, something you can use and you can play, but also flip it later on. And then each time you flip it, you have like another $50 or $100 to work with. And if you keep doing that, you can ultimately build your own really good gaming computer with an initial investment of like $400 or $500. So that's a video that I'm working on, but time is kind of not on my side for that because I gotta wait till I sell it so that I can build another one. But if you guys are interested in that, please let me know so that I can maybe work on some follow-up stuff with it kind of while we're waiting for things in between. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.